Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Go.
All right, we're back here with, we're still calling it Conversations with Henny. We had potentially calling it Whiskey, Training, and Friends, so we can call it WTF, but we never solidified a name. Do you have any names that we can call this?
I like WTF.
So all right, so we're gonna go with WTF. We may find different words to say, but Stan Smith from Onsharp K9, introduce yourself, sir.
Henrik from TX German Shepherds.
And we are here with.
Deron from King K9 Training.
All right, so let's try that again.
I told you I'm literally sick.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol.
Try to
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
There you go.
Ti, la. Okay.
Now tell the people who you are.
I'm Deron from King K9 Training.
That's a whole lot better. That's a whole lot
You know
better.
you gotta cut that, right?
No, we're playing this. There's no cuts, there's no edits. This is
cut.
raw and uncut, and that's why the people like us. So, all right. So today we are going to be talking about. I think all of us have heard dog parks. Dog parks are I take my dog to the dog park. It's the best place to take my dogs. So,
I love them.
you love them?
Yeah, I love them.
All right. So that's I don't love them. Let's just be clear. Let's just get
I'm
that out there.
50-50.
You know, I
I'm
love
in
'em.
between.
All right. So that's why you're in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So is this like a debate? Are we
Yeah.
like debating on are dog parks good
Yeah.
or are they bad? Let's talk about the pros and cons of a dog park, and you guys can decide at the end of the video. So let's start with the German. Do you guys even have dog parks in Germany?
I believe so.
You believe so, so you don't know for sure.
I can't actually not tell you, but I believe so, yeah.
All right, so you do your talking about dog parks, and I'm going to use Google real quick because that is a good question. Let's see what the Germans say because everybody refers to the Germans as the creme de la creme of dog trainers. So let's see what they
Yeah.
think about dog.
Well, I would love to be able to tell you, but I do believe they have dog parks.
Let's see.
So, because as you know, everybody loves that. I want my dog to play with another dog.
Yeah.
Can we have a play date? Oh, look, they look so cute together. They should meet. And all that kind of crappy bullshit. So that's exactly what they made dog parks for people who don't want to take the time to spend with their dog. They feel better if they just leave their dog running loose with other dogs instead of spending some quality time with your fucking dog.
So
And-
Germany does have dog parks, and the first comment says,
Oh, we have one?
"Lovely open space, variety of dogs to run free."
That's the first issue. That would already that get my hackles up.
And why is that?
Why is that? So I think the dog park is a good thing, good place to go if I want to teach my dog disobedience, disobey the handler, be a dick to everybody around, and pretty much choose my own rewards and just do whatever I want without getting corrected.
So what if my dog is obedient? Can I take him to a dog park?
You can if you don't like your dog. You can take him to a dog park.
So why is that? So what are one of the?
Here's one thing: what you see on most videos on YouTube, wherever you want to look, you see those videos. You got one dog just going on top of the other dog. There's always not every dog is bad in a dog park. I'm not saying that, but you will never find a dog park where you have 10 dogs and every dog is a good dog. It will not happen. It only takes one dog who's gonna go jump on your dog. So I love my dog, and I want my dog to love me. We doing protection work. I expect my dog to protect me when I need help, right? But my dog also expects me to protect him from situations like a dog park. Why do I let my dog get in a dog fight, maybe get injured,
And then start being dog reactive.
and then being dog reacted? I might create a problem. I might scar that dog for the rest of its life. Even the strongest dogs, you don't know what this specific event does to your dog. Same with humans. If you get in a tough situation in your life, car accident, you can't be the strongest guy in the world, right? Strong-headed, physically strong, nothing can get you out of your way. You go your way all the way. You get in one bad experience, and this might set you back and gets you totally, you're just sitting at home. You can't think about anything else. Next time you're on the freeway, you're like, oh shit, what happened? You get skittish. And that's with the dogs. So, I mean, if I want to run the risk that I'm going to mess up my dog, get him injured, maybe even have to pay vet bills from $2, $3, $4, $5,000 to get him fixed up, just because I want to, or I'm too lazy just to put a leash on and take him for a fucking walk.
And it's funny you say that because we were actually doing a demo at a dog park, and all we heard was a bunch of air horns going off and people screaming. And you know, we ran to assist, and it was a small dog in the big dog park, and that big dog let the little dog know that it shouldn't have been there. And they ended up having to take that dog to the vet, and we don't know what happened afterwards. But again, that's a traumatizing experience
Yeah.
for the dog, and now that little dog is probably going to be super defensive to it. And then that big dog was like, "Ooh, that was a lot of fun." So now the big dog's going to have an issue with little dogs, thinking all of them are going to be squeaky toys.
I think it's probably traumatizing also for the handler or the owners of that dog, because now when they see a big dog, they automatically think that dog's aggressive and wants to hurt their small dog. So you can definitely see how that can affect not just the dog, but the owners too.
Yeah, everybody. And then what a lot of people don't know is leash aggression is caused by the handler.
For sure.
They tighten the leash up, and the dog's like, "Oh, I need to do something." And especially if they've had a bad experience, now that dog's like, "Oh, I need to go forward. I need to react. I need to defend myself before these situations happen."
True.
So, I guess you don't agree with dog parks.
No. I don't.
Well, I think I'm going to flip flop my answer. I do. Dog parks are great if you're on the outside of the fence.
Absolutely.
If you're on the other side of the fence, it is a great place to take your dog to socialize them to distractions. But I'm not taking my dog outside of a dog park until they have an understanding of what I want from them. Until they have a basic line of communication of sit, stay, heel, down, recall, because I don't want them to I want the dog to understand that even though dogs are acting like donkeys over there, I'm still talking to you. This is what we're doing over here. So, is there ever a time that you would take your dog to a dog park? Inside.
Inside, personally, not anymore. You know, before I was a dog owner, before I was a dog trainer, so I took my dog to the dog park just like everybody else, and
I didn't.
you know,
I was like, I don't think I ever took my dog to a dog park.
well, I took my dog to the dog park because I thought it was the right thing to do, and I took my dog there, and you know, unfortunately, you know, my dog got into an altercation with another dog, and it made him a little bit more aggressive. So for me, I learned I shouldn't take my dog to the dog park, but taking him on the outside of the fence has worked so much for us because it showed him that he doesn't have to be aggressive, and I, like you said, will protect him from those situations, and the bond with me and my dog is so much better. Yeah.
What you teach a dog as well in the dog park, that other dogs are more fun to be around. So what people don't realize is I actually teach my dog not to come back to me because it has no value. Because the only time people call their dog back in a dog park is when they're leaving.
Yeah.
So the dog has a freaking blast running around, having fun, maybe not even going to a dog fight. The dog might really have a great time.
Great time.
So now I say, "Come on, honey." And the dog comes back, actually has a good recall, maybe even from playing with a group of dogs. And what's the first thing you're going to do? We're going home. They'll say, "What the heck?" Next time you call the dog back, they'll say, "I'm not coming back. Last time I came back, you didn't even give me a treat. You took me back out." I was
Take
like,
me away from the fun.
yeah,
So should they have a reward for the dog whenever they come back?
at a bare minimum, right? I mean, perfectly. You have a reward and send him back out. I mean, you shouldn't be in the dog park anyways. But if you do go, I mean, teach that dog to come back, reward him, and don't put something negative on top of it. Yeah,
By taking the dog away from something that they enjoy.
because like I said, they're self-rewarded, right?
Yeah. They're getting a lot of...
I always say I cannot compete. I mean, if I have an issue to compete with my dog for the fun that he's having with me or the fun he's having somewhere over there, I mean, it's a recipe for disaster, right?
I mean, that's a good perspective of it as well. And, I mean, so, let's just be honest. People live in the city. They got bars at dog parks now. They have bars at dog parks. So people are going to continue to take their dogs to these places. What are some things that, as trainers that you could suggest people to do with their dogs if they are going to actively go inside of a dog park? What are some things that they should be paying attention to, and what are some things that they can work on to make sure that their dog still cares about them?
Drink more beer.
To start, that's first off. You make sure you have beer.
So, I mean, yeah, you got to make sure your dog has value in being around you and has value in the commands that you're giving your dog. You want your dog to be close to you. You want your dog to have fun with you. So if you really want to go to a dog park, you should first time practice with your dog in the dog park, but you don't let them run loose. Put a
So-
leash on your dog. What we do outside the fence, you should probably start as well. Start outside the fence. Start to teach the dog. It's a fun place to be, but there are rules.
Yeah.
There are rules, right? Like everywhere. You take your kid to kindergarten, school. They might have fun in those play groups, whatever they're doing, or soccer, but there are rules.
Mhm.
You can only play if you do A, B, C, D, whatever it is. There are rules to everything.
So the people should use the dog park as the reward. So if you listen to Sit, Stay, Heel Down outside,
You get released.
you can go inside.
Theoretically, I still wouldn't do it, but yeah, theoretically. It's really hard to talk about it because I would never
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, people are doing. They're taking their dog
And-
parks and they just.
I know where
So-
it comes from because it sounds so nice, right? That's how they market it.
It looks good on paper.
It sounds nice. The same
We were
way
in
the
Florida
pet
last
store
week,
classes.
and they had a foam party at a dog park,
That's
and everybody was having a grand old time. And you're just looking like, oh, this is
It's a
a bad
disaster.
idea.
now you make it
This
even
is
worse.
terrible.
You have two dogs fighting in that freaking foam, and you don't even know where they're.
And you can't see. Oh,
All you see is that foam turning red, or what? Ah, damn it! It
Oh,
makes me mad. Like
Yeah.
really, it makes me
Yeah.
mad because I love my.
Gets you boiled up a little bit.
I love. I mean, you see over here, our dogs don't have play dates.
Yeah.
They don't.
we had Bane and Boot playing together the other day.
Yeah,
They were running around together.
they have a play date.
I don't know if you guys experience this at dog parks, but one thing that I find like so funny is when people call their dogs back and the dog doesn't come back.
Yeah.
And then they start calling and making all the kissing noises and then you know who comes?
Another dog.
All the other dogs.
Yeah.
All the other dogs.
Self-rewarding.
Like, hey, they may have a treat over there. Let's go see. Let's go.
No, they don't take you out.
Yeah. That's not my owner, so let me see if you got a treat.
Yeah,
That's so funny. I love to see it. I love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one thing about the dog parks. You cannot control other people's dogs. And like you said, what we're doing with our dogs, we want our dogs to be cocky. We want our dogs to be super confident. So if they're tired of a dog messing with them, I have no problem with my dog letting a dog know. Looking the way that we do and the dogs that we have, I mean, not Boot and like Rye, but when I had my pits and those kind of dogs, like I would always be the black guy with the pit bulls, aggressive. Like, no, my dog he told your dog no several times and your dog kept going and kept going. Then he let him know, hey, I'm tired of it. And he could have hurt him. He didn't even try.
Yeah.
But those are the situations that you want to keep yourself out of because there's a lot of people who will take those situations left. Your dog jumps on another dog. Your dog nips another dog. We were literally at this place, and they're like, that dog's biting the dog's neck. And I was like, there's no holes. That dog did not touch that dog. And
So here's the thing, though. How many people do you believe who go to a dog park know how to break up a dog fight?
I don't think anybody who goes to a dog park
Yeah.
actually knows how to break up a dog fight.
True.
I was actually on a phone call with somebody today, and he was like, hey, I got bit by a dog. And I said, how'd you get bit by your dog? He said, well, they got into a fight. They were getting into it, and I wheelbarrowed them. So I picked the back legs up.
Mhm.
Why
I
the
heard
fuck
about
are
that.
you doing that?
The
Like,
back legs.
but they saw a video. Somebody told them to do it. That's
Vet
the
recommended
dumbest way. The dumbest way to break up a dog fight because you have no control of the thing that matters. The back end is not hurting you unless the dog shits on you and you just like a shitophobic. Like that has nothing to do with it. The way to break up a dog fight, if the dog has a collar on, you grab the collar and you pull up
Yeah.
and you hold the dog and you cut off the air supply. And the dog's gonna go and and eventually they're going to spit out what's in their mouth. And at that point, you have control of where the dog's head is going. It's plain and simple, people. Don't overthink it. Definitely don't grab the tail. Don't stick your finger in the dog's butt.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick my finger in the dog's butt. That's gross. That's disgusting.
It says a lot about you. It says a lot about
Whoever
you.
want to try it, I invite him to come over. I bring my dog out, and you're more than welcome to try that.
Don't do that.
See what
Don't do
happens.
that.
Don't
So-
bring what you're into to the dog park.
So another question though, even if it's not a dog park, you walk your dog just in a park, and what do you do if another dog runs up to you because they're off leash because it's a park? Hey, my dog is always off leash because my dog is friendly. You have your dog under control, even on leash, because even I put my dog on a leash, even though I might know I have control over my dog, but I don't want to run the risk that anything, you know. So if I have no need, my dog knows how to walk on the leash, so I walk him on the leash. So what are you gonna do if you have a dog walks up, you say, "Hey, call your dog back."
So
No, he's good.
no, for me, I don't even give a person that opportunity, especially if I'm working with my dog. I'll put my dog in a solid down stay or sit stay, whatever, stay, and I will grab that dog and take them back to their owners. I'm not going to run the risk of my dog getting bit by your dog because your dog's friendly. I'm not doing that.
So what are you gonna do if that dog starts to come after you though?
Well, I got.
I'm gonna grab the collar. No. So I mean, it's funny that you say this. So
Because I said I'm protecting my dog.
My loyalty is with my dog.
we were downtown Fort Worth, and we walked to a bar, and there was two bulldogs, and I had Boot with me. He's in a nice downstay. They're getting us some beers, so we're waiting for the beers to get there. Because I saw the dog, I'm like, they're probably not the best trained dogs, so I'm gonna go to the opposite side of the bar. All of a sudden, I see this little fat ass bulldog run over here and jump on Boot. He jumps on Boot, and like, again, Boot's athletic enough. He did a couple of weaves, and all I did was pick the dog up, and I took it back to the guy. The guy was very upset. Why the fuck do you have... Whoa, hold on, Playboy. Like, I wouldn't have picked your dog up if your dog wasn't jumping on my dog.
Yeah.
I wasn't upset because it's a fucking bulldog with an underbite. You're not hurting my dog. If I would have really let Boot run your dog around this bar for 2 minutes, he would have died. Like, your dog is overweight. He would have had a heart attack.
Yeah.
So, in those situations, it was like, I evaluate the dog. You're not hurting my dog. It's not that big a deal. If it would have been like a Cane Corso,
So that about you were lucky it was a little
Yeah.
bulldog. So what are you gonna do if that's not a little bulldog and you got a dog aggressive, what happens a lot, German Shepherd.
yeah.
Let's just say that.
Hey,
How about German Shepherd at home?
if the dog has latched on to my dog, if you hold the collar for about 15 seconds, I don't think a vet can save the dog after that, because the oxygen is going to be cut off to the brain, and at that point, like you said, we have to have our dogs' backs. We have to make sure that we're putting our dogs in the most situations that they're going to be successful.
Yeah.
And I've been in a couple of situations where dogs are off leash. I tried to deter it. I had Oakley was in heat one day, and I'm on a trail, and these two dogs were running up at us, and I was like, "Fuck!" I'm like, "Damn, this is bad." I have no leash on my dog. She's in the water. These two dogs are running up, and this dude's calling, "Come back, come back!" And I'm like,
Yeah, coming back.
and you know, we're in Texas, so it is very legal to have something on yourself to defend them. And if they would have done something to my dogs, we would have taken it to that level. But luckily, we were able to. Hey, get out of here! Because most dogs are insecure. Most dogs are not confident. Most dogs they'll cower away if you challenge them. So most of the time, you can just step in between the dogs, and they're not going to do anything. But if you don't know what somebody else's dog is going to do not put yourself in between you and your dog. It sounds terrible, but your dog is a lot easier to replace than yourself. You have to make sure you're taking care of yourself for your family, for whatever your situation is, because if you get bit, you may be out of work for a while.
Or forever, depends where you get bit.
So
Yeah.
sometimes, I mean, you got to let the dog go and be a dog. And if you have a confident dog, your dog's going to do what they need to do to survive. And at that point, you got to play the odds.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, yeah. I mean, if you get bit in the wrong spots, if you have a job where you need your hands, if you're a doctor and you try to get between those dogs and you get bit in your hand and they mess up your hand, you might be out of a job. So
Yeah.
you guys should think about that where you take your dogs. So
Yeah.
don't even run the risk, dog parks or whatsoever.
Yep.
And I know the first thing I do if a dog runs up to my dog, I'm gonna step right in front, like you said. I'm gonna step in front of him. If you don't back up, I'm gonna take actions before you get to my dog. So train your dog, people. Just train your dog and put your dog on a leash. If you don't have him under control off leash, put him on a fucking leash. It's not that hard. You get by retractable leashes. Come on, 15 foot away.
But I mean, that's the thing. I don't think people actually want to spend the time training their dogs. They
Takes
don't
too
want to spend the time.
Takes too long.
But that's the thing. And
They want the
people
quick
think
fix.
always it's
Yeah.
time.
Takes
They think it's time. It's not. Dogs don't learn off of time. They learn off of reps. They learn off of situations. So the more situations that you show your dog, the better off you're going to be. Somebody asked me, well, how long do you train your dogs a day? I do 3 reps.
All it
That
takes.
may take me a minute 30 seconds. And that minute 30 seconds that I spend with my dog is going to be better than somebody trying to spend 8 hours with their dog.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the dog's not going to give a shit. The dog is not going to care because they're bored. And when they have a choice by chasing that squirrel or going over there to see that other dog, they're going to choose to do that. Because every time you interact with me, it's boring.
Yeah.
And it gets to the point where it's exhausting. And then you beat me up because I don't know what the fuck you want me to do.
Oh, that's the worst.
Well, that was good. Sometimes if you have no time, you always have time for a rep or two. That's sometimes all it takes.
Mhm.
Like yesterday, I came home like very late, and I was super tired. I knew it was going to be an early night for me, and I haven't been home all day. Yeah, the dogs were in their runs and here and there, but I let them out. I took a bag of hot dogs, and I did 3-4 reps each dog. That's all it took. Hey, sometimes that's all it really takes.
Yeah.
Get them out, have some fun with them, get them motivated, do 1 or 2 reps.
Stimulate the
thinking.
brain a little bit.
Yeah.
That's all it takes sometimes. And
Keeps
stay
you
away
guys
from
happy.
dog.
Keeps the owners happy because then you, at the end of the day, you get the results that you want because you actually
Yes.
see what you've been doing with your dog. So it just takes that consistency to get what you want. You just got to do it.
I mean, people see our videos, they're like, man, you spend this amount of hours with your dog. I'm like, fuck, I may have trained him twice this week. like real shit. I mean,
twice this
I may
week.
have worked with him twice. You know, that's me being optimistic. That's me being generous. I might have worked with him once. Like, I might have worked with him once.
But it's intentional too.
Yeah, I mean, and it's when we're working on something, there's a point to it. We're building on it. We are progressing from the last session. We're just trying to get better. And I want to make sure my dog understands that interacting with me is fun.
Absolutely.
Interacting with me is the most entertaining thing that he can go. We went to this photo shoot with Boot the other day, and he's in a downstay. I told him down, and the guy's like making noises for him to look at the camera. Squeaky toys. He got a bag of treats, and Boot's like, and I'm like, damn, you can disobey me right now so we can get this picture. But
Perfect
it's
time
like-
to do it too.
yeah, but he's like, nope, I know what I'm supposed to do. It's like, fuck. So it's like, the little amount of time that I spend with Boot, show him what I want from him, regardless of what's going on. 100 plus people walking by, people with squeaker toys. He's like, what do you want me to do? So that is one thing that you got to think about. You need to make sure that you are the most valuable thing in your dog's life. If you are going to take him to the dog park, make sure your dog knows who you are before you put them in that situation so they find something more interesting than you, like other dogs, other people at the dog parks.
I think you even see that before they even get into the dog park.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would go train and I would see people get out the car with their dogs and their dog is pulling to the dog park. So by the time you even get in the dog park, the dog's already gone. Like you pull up, the dog's barking in your ear. You get out the car and the dog's pulling you into the doors, and then you let him go. Bam, that dog's already gone. You
already
already
checked
lost
out.
your dog. Your dog is way gone. You left him at the house.
So that's how you get those cute videos, you know. Oh, he's so excited! He's so excited! Look, he's so excited!
Yeah.
He's so about to get his ass whooped, probably.
Yeah. He should. He should. Yeah, that's where I started as a trainer. I started at the dog park thinking that would help, but I found out that people at the dog park didn't really want training.
Oh no,
They didn't
That's
see
the
anything
thing.
wrong with it.
Everybody has the best dog, right?
Yeah.
they think so.
Yeah.
Until like again, we was at that bar and the guy's like, "No, my dog didn't do anything." I said, "Your dog's not controllable. He's still trying to bark at Boot. Boot's like, hey, can I go?" And I'm like, "No, down." I down him and I look and I tell the manager, I'm like, "Hey, his dog's still trying to get my dog. He's in a down." And then, you know what happened after that? Everybody left us alone. I don't think anybody wanted to like challenge what we were saying or say my dog was not under control. Like, I told my dog to down. He was talking to his dog, and that dog is still going.
Mm-hmm.
The proof is in the pudding.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, we're gonna wrap this one up.
I like
Dog parks.
So,
It's not a socialization place. If you are going, get with a group of friends. Go when the dog park only has y'all there, so everybody is responsible for their dogs. But if you have somebody else in that dog park that you don't know, you're not responsible for their dog. And you don't know what that dog is going to do to yours. And it only takes that long to ruin a dog's confidence. You can have the most confident puppy. You put them in a situation where they have a bad experience, and you're going to have a piece of. I'll be PG, but you will have a very bad dog for the existing of the rest of their life because of that one experience. And you could have paid as much amount of money. They can have whatever genetics is, but if they have a bad experience, you're going to have a problem on your hand going forward. And if you do have a dog with good genetics, it's just going to get worse because they're going to get more confident.
Yeah.
And they're going to think, okay, I have to defend myself versus just being a good member of society.
yeah.
So, if you want to leave the people with anything, what would you leave them with? Give us one tip for new dog owners that you would do to socialize your dog.
First, wouldn't take my dog inside the dog park. I would build a good foundation at home and let my dog know who is more valuable. And then if I do want to socialize my dog, like you guys said, get some friends with some good dogs, or I would socialize my dog outside the dog park, but I would never take my dog in.
Henrik?
build a relationship with your puppy. Stop the corrections when they're young, and build that groundwork for later on. Make yourself valuable for your dog. Be a team.
So he said something very interesting in that last one. Don't correct them too early.
Yeah.
So the next video we're going to do is going to be about correcting a dog. So make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys are liking, sharing these videos to people who are new and existing pet owners. And as always, people, make sure you are taking care of your dog.
Take care of your dog.
Cheers.
Are you on? All right. I think we fucked up a little bit, and we didn't cheers with Henny.
I
And
didn't cheer with
he was crying a little bit off camera.
Yeah.
We did the makeup. We fixed it. So
I don't really want any more, but okay.
cheers.
Cheers.
Skull.
Let's go.
Take care of your dogs, people.
And cheers your friends.